What's up, everybody? My name's Allie, and welcome back to another episode of Books in Detroit. Today, I had the privilege to sit down with Mission Point Press Program and Engagement Director Michelle DiMercurio. Check it out. I hope you guys like it. So, why don't we go ahead and start by just having you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Michelle DiMercurio. I am the Program and Engagement Director for Mission Point Press. I've been with the company about a year, but I know our publisher, Jennifer Wahi, from way back in the day. We actually started designing books together in the late 90s. So we've known each other for quite some time. Our careers took different paths, and now we're back together making books. So
Nice,
I'm coming at this from a design background, but I also have a lot of project management experience. So,
nice.
yeah.
So, when you say you design books, what does that mean?
So, the publisher that we worked for, was called Gale Research, and it was a reference book publisher. So, I designed covers and interior pages, and
Oh,
then
nice,
sent them off to be typeset. So,
nice.
it was design based.
Yeah, I feel like that would be really fun.
It was fun.
So, what is Mission Point Press?
So Mission Point Press is what's known as a hybrid publisher. That means we kind of take the best of traditional publishing with the benefits of helping authors self-publish their work. So we provide services ranging from editorial, design, um, distribution, marketing, um, and everything in between with the benefit of the owner of the author owning the copyright and their intellectual property, and they get 100% of the royalties at the end of the process. So they make the investment in themselves and in their book up front. We help them through the publishing process. And then when their book is for sale, they have an immediate distribution channel and add on marketing services, which a lot of hybrid publishers don't offer. So it's a really good hands-on process for the author.
Nice. What sets Mission Point Press apart from other publishers?
So I think it goes back to that that author first focus. We really want to build a collaborative relationship with the author, and again, that's very hands-on. Their goals and desires for their book are taken into account, and we help them customize a publishing plan that helps meet those goals and their plan. And like I said, it's building that personal relationship that lasts beyond publication. Some vanity presses, they'll publish anything that goes across their inbox. We don't. We are a member of the Independent Book Publishers Association, which means that we pledge to adhere to 11 criteria set forth by the organization for best practices in the publishing world, such as vetting manuscripts, being transparent with finances, um, adhering to quality standards in editorial and design, and things like that. So it's been a really cool thing to see us grow in that respect. But the company is 11 years old and we've always been author focused. So now it's just really coming to the forefront. So,
Nice. I can see that being really helpful for people who don't have a lot of experience with getting their works published. So,
yeah, definitely. They're not doing it on their own. They have us to help them through the whole thing.
yeah. So, can you explain the steps it takes to get from first manuscript to published book?
Sure. It's there's a lot of moving parts. So once an author submits their manuscript, and they can do that right online or reach out through our website, but we usually get the submission through our website. The manuscript is screened by our publisher and our managing editor, and if they determine that it's a good fit, they'll reach out to the author and again try to build that customized publishing plan for them. And then once their proposal is signed, We start off with the editorial process, and that can be anything from a developmental edit or just a copy edit. All of our books really are copy edited and proofread at the very least. But we really work with the author to strengthen the story through editing. And then we've got a talented pool of designers that work for us. So once the book has been edited and the author has given the okay on their manuscript, the book will be designed and typeset, and then the files will be prepared for publication. And usually that means print on demand, which has the benefit of not having the author have to go out and like work with a printer and like have 700 books sitting in their basement
Yeah,
that they have to sell on their own. Print on demand allows them through us to enter the distribution channel for um, bookstores, libraries, and other retailers. So it's kind of hard on your own to get into that. And then we have a lot of marketing services that someone can add on anywhere, anything from publicity to trade reviews, Amazon optimization, all different kinds of things. We have a podcast, so they can be on our podcast. It's called This One's About. We just started doing book trailers so they can do like a little movie trailer for their book.
nice.
So that's been fun to see. So those are things that other hybrid publishers really don't do that we do. So that's been kind of fun to see that whole progression through the process. So
Nice. So, what qualities do you look for in a manuscript or project before taking it out?
so everything is kind of unique. We look for manuscripts that are compelling, with good writing. And even if it's not like tip top, that's where we start to evaluate how can we make this story stronger. But it's really how engaging the story is or could be. Um, does the author really have clear goals in mind? Sometimes they'll write that note when they submit their manuscript, so we kind of know where they're coming from. And we also look for people who are excited about their publishing journey and want to be vested as a partner in it. We don't want someone just to like hand off their manuscript and say, have at it. We really
Right.
want to build that partnership. And we look for folks who are coachable, who really want to work with us to strengthen their book and get it out in the world.
Nice. So, through your children's imprint, Nightlight Stories, you help
Mhm.
authors connect with skilled illustrators to help complete the final product. How does this process work?
So when a children's book author submits their manuscript, sometimes they will have an author, an illustrator that they have been working with, so they know kind of in their mind what they want their book to look like. Sometimes if they don't, they just kind of have this kind of in the back of their head kind of thing. We'll try to match them up with an illustrator that has a similar style or that can bring their vision to life. Usually, the authors and the illustrators will work together on their own and not necessarily through Mission Point Press. So, we have a large talent pool of illustrators that we work with. So, we try to pair up the author with an illustrator if they don't already have one. Sometimes, like I said, they do come to us with an illustrator already. So, we just try to listen to see what their vision is and try to match that vision and have them really work with that illustrator on their own.
Nice. What's your favorite part of working for Mission Point Press?
Books. um, no, I do really love books. I love storytelling, but it really is so interesting the authors that come to us. They have really interesting lives, really interesting stories. Um, whether they're coming from a job where they might be a carpet salesman and they wrote this thriller book and a mystery, and it's really cool to see them like grow into that. We have folks who are journalists and work for Time Magazine. So it's really, really interesting to see how people find us and what their stories are. So that's really intriguing. And I love the people I work with. Again, I'm working with a friend of mine, so that's like a dream come true,
Yeah,
that we've been doing this for so long. Our managing editor worked for one of the big five publishers. Our marketing a specialist has, you know, dived right into all of the services that we provide. So it's been a really interesting ride to work with these people and really fun.
nice. It sounds fun. What advice do you have for someone who would like to have a career in publishing?
Oh goodness. I think, people think of publishing as like the fancy New York editor in Manhattan and the author walks in and all of that and it's glamorous. It's some of it is like that. It can be. Um but for people who are interested in publishing, they can enter it in many different ways, whether that is from the design side or from the editorial side or from the project management side. Um you know coming at it from multiple directions, whether you want to be a journalist, um, what your background is, communication. Um, Publishing is really a people business, even though writing seems like you think of writers being solitary. The publishing part is not. There's a lot of people involved, a lot of steps involved. So there's a lot of way to enter the publishing industry. But I would say love books, love storytelling, um, get out and attend literary events like the BookFest, volunteer, do internships with publications, newspapers, connect with writing groups. So you get that author connection,
Yeah,
and then kind of decide how you want to fit yourself into the publishing industry because there's a lot of different ways you can go about it.
nice. Do there tend to be more genres than others that you receive for publishing, or do you guys tend to get a little bit of everything?
I would say we get a little bit of everything. It seems like lately, or maybe people were like bored over the winter and they wanted to write, but we seem to have gotten a lot of like the crime, thriller, mystery, detective, police drama kind of story, but we also have um, some historical works. Um, about like Michigan governor or the Asable River in Michigan. So there's some history involved. We've gotten, I think, like a half a dozen children's books recently that we're doing. And we do maybe 20 a year. So having
Oh,
them
wow.
like all come together
Yeah,
is really like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. We have some really nice um, summer romance and that like coming home, finding yourself story kind of thing. Um, but yeah, it is a little bit of everything, I guess.
nice. So this will be your first year participating in Detroit Book Fest. Can you tell me what Mission Point Press will have at their table and what are you most excited for?
Well, I'm excited just to be at Easter Market in a different capacity and then just buying produce. Um, but you'll get to meet Mission Point Press staff. So if you're an author, you can come meet us and learn about our process. But we also invited 9 authors to be part of our booth. So I'm going to just glance at my notes so I don't forget anybody. We have a lot of different genres. We have some action, adventure, um, stories with like an environmental conservation message. Like a time traveling deer and things like that. So we've got Steve Ream, and his book is called Noki, The Last of the Great Mound Builders. Katie Baverstadt, which is Mama Sugar Bear, like a literally sweet little story.
Oh,
Stacy Windhall, When the Season Ends, and that is set on Mackinac Island. Jim Balone is bringing us Zombie Seagulls and 13 More Bite-Sized Nightmares. So that is a young adult chiller thriller. Um, we have Carolyn Mullis with her children's book, I Love It When We Read Together. So it's very family oriented. Dan Ellen's Forest Legend, The Tale of Old Split Toe, and that is the deer adventure. Fred Thelen, he wrote a book, his memoir, about being a missionary priest and coming home to deal with PTSD is called Terrorized, a memoir of trauma, healing, and coming home. So really fascinating.
It
Um,
sounds like it.
yeah, Michael Balter is coming with his third in the series of mysteries called Dead Exit. So he'll have all three books there, but Dead Exit is the one that just came out. And then Marie Schmidt, who wrote a children's book about a little dog who goes to the DIA on a class field trip.
Oh,
So we've got a lot going on, and I'm looking forward just to see what the experience is like. I've never been to the book fest, even though it's in my backyard. Um, so I'm really excited just to have the experience.
yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys are going to have a lot going on at your table, and people should
Yeah.
definitely stop by. So last question is, where can people find you online?
So our website is missionpointpress.com. Super simple. It's just the name of the company. And then on all the socials, so Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Not quite on TikTok yet. Um, but we're looking at that. But yeah, online on all, follow us on social media. And then at the book fest, we'll be in the parking lot of Shed 5. Our booth number is 510. So I gotta get the plug in there. So yeah, come find us among, I don't know, I think you said you had like 240 vendors. So yeah, we're excited to be a part of that, but check us out online.
Nice. Well, thank you for sitting down and talking with me today, and I hope
Hey,
you have a great rest of your week.
you too, thanks. And I'm